I pushed the wrong button a few seconds ago and might have done that, but I deleted it, so maybe it's gone. So you don't even know it happened. So finally back in the basement trying to sow these seeds. It has been a thing trying to get this done. One, I had to get a new microphone because I broke my other one. So I had to wait for that because I'm going to be like moving around and I hate to lose my voice on the screen. And then two, with everything, the winter storms and stuff, the kids being home, kids being sick, so many things always happening. I haven't had time to just put the seeds in. I was supposed to do this last week. I was supposed to do a lot of things last week. But I got an hour or so today, right now, so I'm going to get this in. All right. So I started doing something, but I didn't want to go too far ahead, so I, wouldn't be showing you anything if I did. So to recap, I'm doing flowers and herbs. I've got sweet pea, snapdragon, thyme, sage, rosemary, oregano, lavender, and carnation. Those are the pickings for today. From what I could remember, quick research, only the sweet pea requires darkness for germination. So at first, I was only going to do everything in this container, and I even labeled it already. So I got that at least done last week. But then I read it and said darkness for germination. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna seal up, a little strip of this thing. Plus, there really isn't that much seeds in these, to sow. Like I don't need that many rosemary. That's fine, but I'd like more flowers. So yeah, this is not going to be the container for some of the flowers. I'm going to put them in these. And it always takes me like a bit to be like, how do I want to plant this particular seed? What do I want it to start off in? So it's either those little containers, you get from the nursery. I'm going to walk away now and I can show you what I'm talking about. So these or these. So I save my trash or I make trash. So it's either the cups or the recycled nursery cups or, what I have on the table here, other things. So it's always like, I'm always having to okay, what am I planting that particular seed in? If that makes sense. Because I have to think about the temperature, I have to think about the light. And by light, whether it's going to germinate in surface zone or if it has to be buried and all that. So there's always I'm always thinking, not always about plants, but when I do think about plants, there's a lot there. So these in particular, I decided to, instead of just soil in the container, I decided to make soil blocks more or less. And it's just basically the same soil mix. And I take a painter's spatula or whatever this is for, and I make the squares that way. I did leave one out to do with you, so you'd see what I do. But otherwise, yeah, so these soil blocks, I'm going to be putting, I believe, the sweet peas in. I think that's what I decided. And then everybody else is going to go in the other container. Maybe the sweet peas and the snaps. Okay, I haven't made up my mind yet. Hey, Healy. How are you? All right. So, well, you're not going to be listening too much, Healy, because this is more of like a show, not much of a tell. I don't have much words for this live. I just need to get these seeds in already. Good golly. And then I'm going to get my hands a little bit mucky, which is probably why I should have done the soil part ahead of time. Hey, Tia. Thanks for stopping in. because now my hands are going to be, muddy-ish. Then I'm going to be handling seeds. So, blah. Well, anyway, we're here already. Let's get this done. All right. I got to put, this is always the messiest. Can you see? Yes, you can. All right. We're going to fill these up. So if you're just listening, I'm filling up the container with the soil mix I have. This is a 72 count tray with the little holes, individual plugs. And the soil mix is just mainly cocoa coir and vermiculite. And I put a sprinkle of worm casting. Mostly these flowers and these herbs don't like a lot of fertility. It's frowned upon, or they frown upon it. They don't want that. They like, some of them like poor soil conditions even. So I didn't research that much into it, so I'm not exactly sure which is which. But I do know that a lot of them don't need anything, especially in the beginning stages. So I just sprinkled in some worm castings. I mean, worm castings isn't really going to do anything. It's a slow release and, natural earth. Oh, yeah. I said this last year. I know I did. But I don't use worm casting for the fertility. I use it as to give the plant like a semblance of the environment it's going in, because worm casting is part of, regular earth. So whatever microbiology that's carrying, now the plant is aware of that. So when it encounters it, when it goes out into the real world, then, it's already got that communication network. And, this all sounds like, I don't know, something like witchcraft or something, like plants are talking to you or something. It's not like that. It's, everything has energy and all that, and everything communicates because there's a balance to things. So I just feel like if the plant, it's the same way that we use, a fan indoors to simulate the movement, so that when the plant goes out and it's windy, you're not going to lose the stem right off because it's had a chance to strengthen itself already indoors. So it's the same idea, that's encountering not super sterile medium because it's got the whatever biology is living in the earth, in the worm casting. So when it goes out and encounters that in the real soil, then it already understands how to coexist with it. So it's not part of the transplant system that it has to go through. So that's my way out of tangent on that one. So I'm just being extra. If I wasn't recording this would be done already. I'm the filling in because I'm now being extra neat about it for the purposes of the video. Plus, I just cleaned my floors in my basement, and I try to keep it as clean as possible for as long as possible. So I usually get dirt on the floor pretty quick. I'm sure I already have. So I'm trying to make this as neat as I can. So I do push in like in the beginning, the first time you pass soil through, you're gonna have a huge air gap in there. So you have to push it in. Don't go crazy. Don't want to lose the air, you need some airspace for the root system, but you still need to compact it a little bit. You have to get the soil under there. So poke it in. And this is pre-moistened. If I was thinking correctly, I would have used warm water because now my hands are cold because the basement is chilly. It's, in the 60s down here, and that's chilly. Because it's just trying its darndest to keep the house warm because it's so cold out. I think our highs today is 14 or something like that. But wind chill is in the single digits. All right, then I go the second pass and I just fill in the spaces that I pushed in. So fill it as close to the top. Now, one thing I keep forgetting to do, and I'm not going to do it this time either, is I forget to leave like one cell open so that I can water through that cell. I'm not going to do it this time because this, I find these containers, the holes at the bottom is really tiny. So as I'm trying to water, it takes forever because it fills up. You got to wait for it to drain down, fill it up again, wait for it to drain down. So it's really time, not good management of time. So to water this from the bottom, I just lift the tray and pour in that way. I'm not gonna leave a cell open and try to do that nonsense. I don't think you're supposed to. I don't think that method was meant for that. So with every advice you get, with every methodology, you have to take it with a grain of salt, and you really have to apply it to your particular condition. No one advice, no one rule is going to work for everybody. That's just, you learn that as you get older. Now, there was something else I applied recently that I picked up from getting older, but I won't share that until our next live with myself and Healy at Healy Means. We haven't finalized what our next topic is yet, so it might not be next topic. It might be the one after that, but I'll mention it there because it's profound. It's not, but it's just something to remind ourselves of once in a while. That's one thing I wish I was, like one of those clairvoyant people, not clairvoyant, those people with really good like memories, I guess, that remember everything. Well, maybe not everything. That might be traumatic. But yeah, people just that retain all this information all the time. Because there's so many things that you need to be reminded of to succeed in life. Like, you learn that in whatever middle school, and then you don't think of it again for years, or there's some wisdom somebody passed on to you and doesn't apply for years. So you're like, oh yeah, I remember now. Well, you don't remember, and you just gotta learn it all over again. And I love I don't know, are they TikTok? I only have I have Instagram, but I don't really use it. I have YouTube and YouTube Shorts, but a lot of the YouTube Shorts, don't they come from Instagram or something? Or TikTok? But anyway, one of them is, I was today years old when I learned blah blah blah. So those are always fun because, yeah, I see a lot of those come through and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know that. And a lot of it is nonsense, you know, you didn't need to know that, even if you know it now. It doesn't change your life a whole bunch if you do know it now, but some of them are quite interesting. All right, I filled up the cells, hopefully adequately. Another way you'll know is when you water it, is that it'll start to sink, and then you'll know that you didn't fill up the cells very well. Hopefully, I think I did a good enough job. Okay. Now my hand's nice and wet and cold. All right, I'm going to put this to the side and fill up, do a little soil blocky type thing. So this has, you know, holes at the bottom. Make sure that's the case. So I am intrigued by the whole soil blocking revolution. I think it's great. With, you know, less use on plastic. Luckily, I got these for free. You know, they were passed down to me, so I didn't have to buy them. But yeah, I like the idea of soil blocking, but it doesn't, obviously, for small gardeners like myself, it's not, it's cost prohibitive, or it just doesn't make sense. And then I hear a lot that people, it's uncomfortable, like it's not ergonomic. So people don't like it because it hurts their hands. And I would definitely be in that camp of it would hurt my hands. So that stinks. So this method is one way. Another way actually is just taking tiny, like I got this last year. Yeah, this is like metal containers. What do you call them? There's a whole bunch of these in a container. You put soil in it, just like anything else. You know, but it's individual and it's metal. That's why I got it, because it's metal. But you technically could use this as your soil blocker one at a time. You're not doing too many. You just fill it up, you compress it, and then you plonk it down. The problem with this particular one is that the way it was made, it was bent in, folded in. So now the soil is holding onto the inside because of that. So you can't just, it's not a smooth finish on the inside. So you can't just dump it out and have a nice block of soil, because the lip on the inside is catching on it and breaking it up. But plastic, that's why plastic comes in this case, is because now I have, if I had smaller, like these yogurt, or what is this one? My kids like Italian ice. So these Italian ice cups, you could fill those, compress it, and then plonk it down. You can't see it, but you know, you get a little mound there. Another way people are doing is to just make balls, which I like the idea of too. Now, this is not, there's a specific blend ingredients you use for soil blocking. This is not it. So this is not clumping. It's falling apart pretty easily. I also have maybe too much vermiculite in it. But if you were using the real soil blocking soil, which has sand and probably some kind of clay material that keeps it in a ball. So some people just make round balls that would hold. Maybe it needs to be more wet too. You have to consider the moisture level. So they make balls, and that's what they plant in. And they just stay as balls. They don't disintegrate like mine is doing at the moment. But that is another free way to do it. And, you know, it doesn't take up, well, it takes up as much space as the ball needs to take up. But it's not plastic, and you didn't have to, it's just the time to make it is what you are having to give up. So yeah, I just compress as much as I can, not too much. The soil, and then in this case, I'm going to do 6. That's about the size you would get, like if you were buying the smaller soil block. I mean, if you were making the soil block. Hey, Sown Harvest, how are ya? I hope you put out more videos soon. Hi, Happy Mac. How's the weather treating you up there? And let's see. All right, soil blocking. Yay, I'd like to see that. Yes, please show us your soil blocking techniques when you start, or once you're comfortable with it. Now I follow Bree on Blossom and Branch Farm. She has a YouTube channel. She's in Colorado, and she likes to do soil blocking. And she also likes to use wood for her containers. So I really like her setup. But I'm years away from that situation. So I just use the spatula to cut and then press, making that space in between. So air space in between. Now, this isn't like the very bottom, the soil is still touching because there's no way. I mean, I guess I could if I had more space. So the root system will still travel, down there and touch each other. So it's not a perfect, soil blocking technique, but it's better than nothing. All right, there we go. I got my brownies all done. I got this all done. Let me get my hands a little bit dry so that I can handle seeds next. You've been shoveling all morning. Blah. 2.5 feet of snow. Don't blow over to my neighbors. That's funny. Yeah, I read the weather saying like 20 miles per hour wind gusts and all. So I'm like, I haven't shoveled quite as much as you. We got about 2 feet, and it's mostly sitting there. But yeah, I think about where is the snow gonna bank when it's super windy, and make sure not to put extra snow there. I'm inhaling some of this dirt. Now, I don't know how you ladies with the nails do this. It is bananas. I hate getting stuff into my nails. I'm gonna take my time, get some of this precious soil off my nails. All right. They have a nice snowblower. Yeah, we have this. We have the snowblower and the hand shoveling to do. But we did, the major pass on Monday, and then I'm hoping there's not much weather more coming in. I know there's some little bits dropping in a few hours, but I didn't read that was going to be anything major. I hear Sunday we might get more. I at this point don't know how much that's going to be. But, well, it is what it is. What bugs me is when, the main roads, those people are not clearing the snow properly. So, like, up my street, it's already a narrow road. So for some reason the plow truck like skirted, like it was a turn, so it's skirted wide. So now the lane is even narrower than it's supposed to be. And the whole thing is narrower than it's supposed to be. It's like, you are a plow truck, for crying out loud. Do your job right. Sorry. All right. Get this out of the way. It's bad enough the people who snowblow, or the private plow people who put the snow in the roads and then you're like clunk, 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 speed bumps all over the place. It's bad enough with that. But when the professionals are doing nonsense, then just burns my goat. Whatever the saying is. Get some water here. I am missing my handy dandy the chopstick. Dang it. I brought it upstairs to sow some more seeds and I didn't bring it down. Okay, we got a pencil. That'll have to do. It's almost summer. You crack me up. That's the lie I tell myself to keep as well. That's a big one. But I did hear it's only 50 more days till spring. So there is that. You're funny. We can't even enjoy the snow though because it's just fine powder. It won't turn into a snowball. So my kids can't even build snowball, the snowmen, no women, whatever. Never mind that it's single digits outside. And you shouldn't be outside anyway. So they're like always wanting to go outside, and I'm like, absolutely not. I don't need frozen fingers and noses falling off. All right, so let me really hunker down here and decide what I want to do here. I could do the easy ones, which I already am set on. So I'm gonna have to relabel. Oh, I turned this on. Okay, here's my labels. So I know I only need a certain set of like the herbs. It's the flowers that I'm like, I want more flowers, but I don't have enough space for flowers. So I feel like I should do the flowers. I'm gonna have to relabel this thing. Dang it. I hate doing that. No, we'll stick to the plan. Whatever the plan was. No, we won't stick to the plan. The plan has been botched. All right, let's do the herbs first. Yeah, skiing. We have to have all this gear on. I don't understand. I've skied once, in the bunny hills. But all the gear you have to put on, and then once you get going, you get so hot that you got to take the gear off. But it's only comfortable when it's in the, I'd say mid to high 30s. It's like the perfect temperature for skiing. I can't imagine wanting to ski in anything less than that. That's just torture. Why do people torture themselves? Oh man. Let's see. Healy, I'll check for your video. Whose video are we checking? Let's see. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, you bought a soil blocker years ago and have you seen? Oh, Healy, you're hilarious. Oh my goodness. That's so funny. All right, time. We're gonna do time first. So I have, what is this? Common English time, and I have creeping time. Now the creeping time, that's kind of different. The problem is I already labeled, so I'm like fighting against myself because now I'm going to confuse myself, even though I have this video to unconfuse myself by. So I should just leave it at that. All right, bye. Thanks for stopping in. You ate so much snow. I hope it was fresh. Yeah, it's like the more you tell the kids don't eat the snow, it's like, I'm gonna eat all the snow. These are so tiny. Oh my goodness. This is why I wanted the skewer, not the pencil. The pencil's too big. Oh, I hate this. This is part of the reason why I put off and put off and put off sowing seeds, because I'm all like constantly judging or second guessing my decisions. All right, I don't even know how many seeds to sow for time. I guess it's always the rule of three for me, like three per cell. Oh, these are so tiny. Oh my goodness. But I see you flower farmers, and you're like, taking your little toothpick and you're doing one seed per thing. And I understand why you do it, but it's just like, wow, that is dedication to saving, every precious seed. Oh, we got quiet. The heat element stopped, and I stopped talking. That's what I was talking much before. Crap. Did I do that one? This is the problem with also doing things live, is that you forget if you already put it in that cell because you're busy blah blah blahing. All right. I think, well, that's that. He's back. Come on. I like these. I kind of like, well, do I like these plastic things? I'm not sure. Because they get staticky and then the seeds sticking all over the place. All right. Got that common English time in. Success. One done. All right. I'm going to move the carnation out and I'm going to move the whole thing down because I wasn't going to do as much creeping time, but now I am. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. You have the tiny cell trace and I upsized the cup. Yeah. All right, here we go. Sage. I mean, not sage. Creeping time, which is going in the place where the sage is even smaller seeds. Goodness gracious. Now, I know that the smaller seeds, there's a lot more of them because they're less likely to all germinate. Like when you get those flowers in your yard, there's thousands of seeds in them, but you don't get thousands of plants out the next season. So I'm like, should I be doing more than three? Should I be like filling in the cells with these seeds? How do I know it's going to be successful? All right, this is too small. I'm not even going to worry about 3 seeds or whatever. I'm going to sprinkle liberally. All right. I think I got at least 5 seeds per cell, at least. And then the packs with the stickiness, the seeds stick to those, which isn't as bad because you at least find the seeds again. All right. Creeping time. Done. Next, sage. Oh, good. Bigger seeds, at least. So we're going to do 2 per. And it's now in the rosemary section because I moved everything over. So at least this I can, move around. There's not on top of each other. Oh, should I move the screen? Well, but then I can read your messages. Oh, let's see. I think we're frugal in some ways and then a little bit wasteful in others, actually. Like I like to recycle and all, and reuse, recycle, whatever, whatever. But then, I spend hundreds of dollars on like lights or something like that. So what is it? Rob Peter to pay Paul? Is that what I'm doing? All right, I got these seeds in. I'm gonna push them in. I don't like the pencil. Here we go. Nubby marker. I'm just gonna make sure there's more contact for this slightly larger seed. I will cover up some of these seeds because they're a little bit bigger and can be buried versus the ones that are exposed to light type situations. All right, so that was that. Now rosemary is next. That's going in the oregano label. I mentioned the other day that I have a hard time propagating rosemary from cuttings. So that's why I got seeds. Although I'm not very happy with this. I got it on sale. It was clearance, so that could be part of the problem. But the seedsnow.com has so far not been the best germinator. All right, what did I say? The rosemary is going in the oregano. Okay. I'm doing 2 seeds per sow on this. This is a lighter brown seed, so it's easier. Oh, ended up in the same spot. I was going to say easier to see, and then I can move it. Those 2 fell in a hole. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Last is the lavender. Nope, oregano. Next is the oregano, which is going into lavender. Oh, those are also dusty seeds. Yay. So we're going to be liberal with that. I mean, I've had these seeds 2021. Yeah, I'm going to definitely be liberal with that. We go around in the fall and pick up plants. Plants are supposed to set out when the season's over winter. If you could save money, so I could spend it on my eating. Right. Exactly. Yeah, I think I got a good deal on the grow tent I got in the fall. And I also picked up, what did I pick up? I know there was, the heat mat was included. So that was 60 or 6, yeah, I think it was 60, $65, $60 for those 2 things. Yeah, that was cool. And in prior years, I've gotten like little lights, and then they throw in the seed trays. I have a cousin who gardens in Long Island, and she buys a bit of her stuff, so she saves the containers for me. And I'm like laughing here, going, I'm gonna be able to start my own nursery soon. I have all the containers. So that's awesome. All right, there we have the oregano. Now these are things that you have time to do. It doesn't have to be February is generally when some say you should start these. But I'm projecting that I'm going to be busier in February for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm just getting them out of the way now. Last is the lavender. This is new. Okay. So these are the tall ones, English tall, Vera. I want to look into I think there's more bushing. I mean, it's a bush, but there's shorter versions of varieties, not versions, varieties of lavender that I'd like to look into. All right, I don't know why I'm sowing so many seeds. Two is good. 2, 4. I think I should count 6, and that will help me keep track. 8, 10, and 12. Yay. See, it's cold because my hands are starting to what's that word? When it freezes in a position, the muscle tightens up. Is that arthritis? I don't even know what arthritis is, but I feel like I've had it all my life, but I don't call it arthritis. Something else. All right, what you got? What you got? Super heavy duty carport. Ooh, $50. Nice. Wiggle wire and plastic in the greenhouse. Nice. Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, I'm trying to get a shed slash car. It's not for cars. It's for like the lawnmowers and such to get them out of the garage so we can get the car in the garage. So there's that. But I was also hoping to use up some of that space to put plants in, but I'm holding out for the greenhouse, a real cheapy greenhouse, not the one that can fly away, but something. All right, I've done half of the tray. Now the flowers that are causing me stress and sleepless nights. Don't fall. Okay, sweet peas. They failed miserably last year because they got eaten. Must have been bunnies or bunny, I don't know, or something, but not like I think I got one to go all the way to flower. So I'm also, I forgot. I'm also gonna winter sow these. So, insurance. Yeah. So why am I so worried about having enough? Oh my goodness. See, I forgot about the winter sowing part. I didn't need to do all this extra. Damn it. All right, let's do this. What did I do? Well, I'm going to have to use those because I took up a spot that I wasn't supposed to. All right, so I said sweet peas needed darkness, so I'm going to put those in there. Then the snaps and the carnation. So I have, how many spaces here? Thyme, sage, rosemary, oregano, lavender. So here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 36 spaces. I have 3 snaps and 1 carnation. I'm going to do 6, 6, and 6, and then that's too many. No, that's good. All right, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do where is it? That's Defiance. Wait, did I read that right? Light Age Germany. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I know. I'm getting all. Okay, this is tall. This is Defiance. This is giant. I gotta stop looking at this. This is just making me crazy. Oh. Okay, there we go. Forget that. Let's do this. So let's do carnation first. I do like to do alphabetical once in a while, more or less. All right, carnation is going to go in the first 18 cells. These are decent size, so I'm going to do 1 per 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, good. What did I say? Defiance? No, carnation. Oh my God. Carnation. Okay, carnation's done. Now defiance. Giant. Okay. Oh, these are tiny. Oh, okay. I'm gonna do a little. I'm not gonna do one seed at a time. I'm just gonna go for it, like 3 or less or more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Stop! Oh, great. I wasn't supposed to keep going. Just 6. Oh, crikey. All right, let's double up. Well, no, we'll just keep going. Did I put some in 9, 6, 7, 8? Ugh, no, I can't remember. Well, 9's going to have its fair share. This is the what? Giant maximum. Okay. So 9, 10, 11, 12, and last, no, not last. Last of the snaps is the tall maximum, another tall maximum blend. And that's this. Four, 5, and 6. Okie dokie. Hey, you go, Ro. Hey, Ro, I emailed you. I don't know if you got it. All right, finished. I have to relabel after, but we'll do that part after. All right, we do have a dome, humidity dome for this. And we also want to spritz the top. So these seeds could take up to 2 weeks to germinate. So it's a long and painful wait on these seeds. And no heat mat required. These like it cold or cool, not cold. So it's in the mid 60s in the basement, maybe lower. Well, now it's subarctic outside. It's colder in the basement. But when it normalizes, it's probably in the mid 60s. Okay, let's finish this up. We have, ooh. You're just coming in, I made pseudo soil blocks, just taking a painter's trowel and breaking up into little brownie squares. So I'm putting sweet peas in these because these need darkness to germinate. So instead of fiddling around with all these other cells in there with the other ones, I figured just do it by themselves and then they can be in the dark. I don't have super many seeds. I hope I have enough to. Yeah, I think I have enough to do all of them. Okay. So I will do alphabetical. So Boujole is first, H, and then K. So these are nice size seeds. Not gonna lose those. Uh-oh, unless they roll away. All right, I'm gonna do a dimple in the block that I made so that they sit in that dimple. 2, 3, 4, 5. Stock. Like I have something called night scented stock. Is that the same thing? Is stock like just one kind of flower? Or is it like a whole bunch of different things? I'm gonna pull it up before I get off the live and look at it. Yay! Sharing. Awesome. Yay, I finished. I do have a spare here I didn't need. But let me go get my seeds and look for that stock you mentioned. I just want to see what it looks like. Where would it be? Wait. I think that's actually in my warm season seed collection. Let's see. In here. NS. St. John's James. Or did I use it? No, there it is. It's a stock. Night scented stock. Okay. I do have something that's a stock. Kind of old. I don't think I've gotten this to come through. No. All right, Happy Mac. Thanks for sticking around and chatting with me. So let me just look at this night scented stock. 6 to 8 weeks before last frost, 14 to 21 days to germinate. Yep, it's a long one. Should I start this now? I have the space. So seeds indoor, just beneath the surface. Can be done outdoors. How long does it take to flower? Did it say? No. I really wish seed packets were more like uniform with their information. Like it's always hunt and peck. It's like, where's the info I want right now? They get big, 6 to 9. No, they don't get that big. 6 to 9 inches apart outdoors. Full sun. I never listen to those spacing requirements. I just plunk them where I can put them. They get 12 to 18 inches tall. Huh. Well, I have time, so I guess I'll hold up on it. Not gonna muddy the waters today. All right, I just gotta cover these because they need darkness to germinate. And I am gonna wear a glove because my hands are cold and I don't want wet and cold. So some of these seeds, well, not these seeds, maybe, like maybe the bigger ones, you might have to scarify to aid in the germination, or you got to soak it for 12 to 12 hours or so. That might be the case for me. I don't know. We will see. Maybe I should have soaked these seeds. All right. Done. Let me just. Oh, no, I made it through the hour. Awesome. Oh, shovel, not shower. That's funny. All right. Well, I'm done really, and it's cold, so I'm gonna go back upstairs after I label this and everything. What's up on the docket? So next, hopefully Tuesday. This coming Tuesday, or is it Monday? February 2nd is what day I want it to come out on, because that's my anniversary of my first released YouTube video. So I'm gonna do a live stream, around the same time, and I compiled the videos I did the year before, which I had on Facebook. I downloaded them and I smushed them together and I sped it up a little bit because we don't need to sit through all that, but just a little sped up. It's not like blah, 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 blah. So I'm gonna roast my videos basically from that very first growing season that I had here, and yeah. So if you have time, pop in, say hi. I'd appreciate it. Otherwise, obviously, catch it on replay. It'd be nice if you could come up and join me and just chat, but a lot of people are busy, I know. But that's what's on tap for next Monday or Tuesday. I have to see. Oh, thank you so much. All right, I will talk to you all again later. Oh, Rose says stock is her favorite flower. All right, cool. I gotta get my act together on that. I don't know why I haven't had much luck with it. All right, I will talk to you all again soon. So we'll harvest more. Bye.